Hello, everyone.
I'm Andrew.
Hi.
Welcome
I'm a ghost.
to
Boo!
Boom. Now we're on the correct spots. There we go.
Dun, 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 dun.
Why is it? You have an unhealthy obsession, not subsession.
Well, I was a ghost for a minute, so if you didn't move me, I was gonna be like, "You can't see me. You can't see me."
Yeah, do what he did and go do that in a blind kid's face.
Oh my gosh, I've seen that video. It's just one of those automatic reactions. Is like, "Oh no, what have I done?"
Yeah, because it's like, at first, like, how are you supposed to know?
It's just like pretty bird. Pretty bird.
Oh my gosh, it's so
You know
funny
what
to
I
me.
just realized? I feel left out. I need to change my background.
Yeah, let's all have the Northern Lights. It's where we is,
You know what? I
baby.
Heck
thought about
yeah!
doing the beach, but I'm like, that
Yeah.
might be a little distracting.
Now we are
Yeah.
all one with the Northern Lights.
Yeah.
Although, am I
Yeah.
lagging at all? Because I technically have two layers of AI doing the processing right now.
Maybe
Yeah,
a
you're
little
you're
bit.
lagging a little bit when you move.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
in
you're
case,
lagging.
I'll go back to what I was doing. I shouldn't have
Okay.
two separate AI
You'll
programs
be
doing
the
that.
odd one out. You'll be the new
Am
moon.
I still?
Yeah.
Is it the
No.
same?
Luckily for me,
No.
the only
Okay,
AI
cool.
program I have running is the one that writes all this Dungeons and Dragons stuff for me. Just kidding.
Oh, Gavin's an AI, by the way. I'm an only child.
Yeah. Yeah. I was never here to begin with.
You see,
Yeah,
like,
she's a
no,
ghost.
I go like this. No, I'm not. And you see, like, multiple hands appear, and the fingers are all distorted.
Yeah. Classic AI imaging.
And then eventually you just turn into a shark and fly away.
Speaking of which, have you guys seen Daisy, that AI old lady that is specifically designed to waste scammers'
Yes.
No,
time?
but that sounds
It's
amazing.
hilarious because you hear that some of the scammers trying to get her information, and you hear one of them have a full breakdown. It's like, ma'am, it's been almost an hour.
I
Then
love
why
those
are you
videos.
then why are you still talking to him?
Because apparently she has, the fake person has money, so he needs her, well, or like social security, whatever it was.
Dang, they're willing to waste an hour.
Then the AI starts like hacking banks and just pulling out money and giving it to them.
Oh, that'd be terrifying.
Ooh.
What do you mean we're being sued and going to jail? Anyway, welcome to our Dungeons and
Robbery.
Dragons stream.
That was a sneak peek to our next campaign.
Hey, you guys could rob a bank this campaign if you really wanted to. You just die in
As
the
an old
process.
lady.
Yeah, as an old lady, yeah.
Oh, I have the perfect old lady for that then.
um, so going into it, I don't think we have any announcements today, other than the general.
We're here.
We have our Patreon, and all that kind of stuff. Um, and
Next week is Christmas. It is Christmas. We'll probably still do a hangout stream if anyone wants to hop on and join. If you're feeling bored Christmas evening, you just want to binge watch something, we'll just be hanging out. So I'd love to have you on. But if not, no pressure.
No.
yeah, yeah, we might hop on, just play some random games, or we'll do that.
Maybe finish our subclass that we were working on. Who knows?
Yeah, finish
Whatever
that
we feel
sorcerer
like doing.
subclass. So yeah, as you can tell, we've as you can probably tell, we're just happy to have a day off after the craziness of this and just sit down and stream. Me and Andrew, at least. Oh man, but I don't think we have anything. So should we just jump right into it?
Yes.
All right, let's go ahead and roll that intro. Hello.
Hi.
So,
Oh,
I almost started just doing the intro again.
Hey, mozzarella.
Welcome, everybody, and let's roll that intro. So, last we left off, the Oddities had made their way into Elkwind, a very cozy, larger town located within Cape Whitespire. Right on the banks of the Eskimar Sea. There you went to meet, there you met one Borv Bortnik. Can't talk. Borv Bortnik.
I made it a little bit of a tongue twister.
Say that 10 times fast.
A dwarven man who seemed to have a working history with ghosts and a vendetta against the Crimson Crown himself. Part of Ghost's previous party who called themselves the Death Toll, of which Ghost had led. So, upon friendly reuniting and interactions and catching up a bit, Borv invited you to stay at his cabin. And you learned that he's become somewhat of an icon within this town. A little bit of a town protector, as it were. And so you spent the night with him reminiscing, catching up, and it seems that he had an interaction with Ghost's son. And unbeknownst to Ghost's son, he has been magically tracking him. Borv has been magically tracking Ghost's son in case he got into a little bit too much trouble. And traveling around with an interesting party, to say the least, of, let's just say, eccentric late teenagers.
They're expressing themselves.
Expressing themselves, yes. They're edgelords. Anyway.
In my notes, I wrote Druid stinks.
Yep. Rip. Was it Rip Snarl or Rip Fang? I think it was Rip Fang.
I think it was Rip Fang.
yeah, Rip Fang.
Yep, Rip Fang. That's what it was. And so yeah, upon catching up with Borv, who seemed to have very much taken a liking to Ghost's new party, seemed to take a liking to the Oddities. The traveling market from Snowdrift came and docked in the town. A small excursion that happens about once a week. It is about a 2 days to sail there and back. So for a total of 4 day round trip, that merchants from Snowdrift will basically buy a slot on one of the boats to set up shop. And then there are several merchants that are pretty much guaranteed slots that bring more vital supplies to the town itself. So some people can come in and buy some stuff and things like that. And then the town government itself does pay for some of the materials for town stockpile and things like that. And so you went around, purchased some goods for yourself to repair Rakos' armor, make Ghost a set of matching lockets, and spark some ideas for some of Belden's future projects. You took to the forge and began working on your new set of armor, Rakos. Until, near the end of the day, you were going to retire back to Borv's place for a break. But on the edge of town, on your way back, there was a bit of a commotion, where you heard horse hooves trudging through the snow, with a lone cloaked rider, who, once he finally made it to the town, fell from his horse, and the snow began to turn red beneath him. And that is where we left off.
Of course it happens now. Let's go
She
see.
dead.
Let's go see. At the very least, he needs medical attention.
I'll get
As
down
we're
and
walking,
kind of turn the body over.
well, while we're walking up, while they're looking over at the body, I want to be looking into the tree line, into the darkness, and trying to see if I see anything there.
Make a perception check.
Ew, scary.
24.
Whew, 24.
Less scary.
You do not see anything of threat within the immediate vicinity. In fact, you see, actually, the thing that kind of concerns you is you don't really see anything. Normally, like, even throughout the day when you're not actively looking, even in the middle of the road, you'll see, like, a chipmunk or a wild hare run through the streets and into some of the trees. Or, you'll see the occasional, off on the distance, on distant hilltops, you'll see a herd of elk, things like that. But you get this, like, pit in your stomach, Gracos. You grew up around nature and druids, and when the wildlife is quiet, that's not a good thing. If there's no life around you, it means they know something you don't.
Is there a lot of people by us?
Probably like 20-something odd people, including a couple guards. And the guards have rushed over to the body and begin... rush over to the fallen person and begin, like, checking and examining it.
I'll wait to say something until you guys do your thing.
Yeah. We're just turning the body over and seeing what's wrong with it.
So, you turn the body over. It is a middle-aged human man. His eyes are, like, kind of sunken in. And he is breathing very shallowly.
Congratulations.
Do either one of you want to make a medicine check for me?
I'll make a medicine check.
Yeah, you probably have one higher than I do.
I don't know. 17.
Ooh, 17's really good.
Ooh.
So as you're looking him over, you're seeing claw marks. You're seeing claw marks, and as you're looking, there is one really deep gash. Like you see some markings on his front as if he was. I would say 17. You're able to kind of and what's your passive investigation? Out of curiosity.
+8.
No,
But your passive investigation?
Your passive investigation.
Oh,
It should be on. It should be on the very left side of your character sheet.
18.
18 +8. Yeah. Okay. I would say you do not need a roll for this whatsoever.
Yeah, I know.
You are intrinsically locked into this. You can see he's suffered quite a few wounds just all over, but the ones on his front are, while severe, pretty shallow, as if he was actively defending himself. But, not super effectively. However, there is one really deep gash going across his back from the left shoulder blade to the right hip. And then I would say with your past investigation of 18, you see on the shoulder a bite wound that almost envelops his whole shoulder. It's hard to tell with like his most with what clothes are still intact and stuff. So from what you can tell with your past, I can't get over that. That's really cool having an investigation. So
He also has gingivitis.
yeah. So
Something really big tried to
from what you can
save
deduce,
you.
something got him from behind really something really strong got him from behind, and he was able to turn around and at least prevent it from outright killing him then and there.
Can I use my cure wounds on him?
Absolutely.
At least try to get him stable.
Absolutely. Go ahead and give it a try. Go ahead and roll that healing for me.
16.
16 healing. Whoo!
Holy
Yeah.
moly!
Yeah, that's right, because we updated to the new spells. That's
Wow.
right. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's 2d8 per level instead of
I'm
1d8 per
excited.
level.
Yep.
That's so crazy.
It's so good. Healers are
It's so
actually good in D&D. Oh yeah. So for those of you that are not sure, we did for both this one and the Paragon campaign. I think for like almost all of the rules we're updating to the 2024 rules because I think overall they're better. And then there's a few of the changes that we're not super fond of. We decided to keep the same. So for example, some of Ghost's Eldritch Invocations, they don't exist in the new ones, so we let her keep some of the old ones. So yeah, but
Not like they're crazy OP. They're just fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I couldn't go without being able to read every single language.
I mean, to be fair, she turned down OP options for the flavor
Yeah.
ones. So.
I did because my flavor is the
But-
best flavor.
Yeah, but if you notice that's like, oh hey, Ghost has way more spells than she used to, or that spell is doing more, or is slightly different than he used to, or I don't recognize that spell, or Rakos is doing weird things with his second wind, all that stuff, it's because we updated to the rules.
Our last rest was really good.
Yeah. Rakos is just like, Rakos with his second wind, he just sits up in the bed, he's like, what if I try harder?
Oh. No,
Forms-
no, the difference is I have the power of friendship on my side now.
Borb's
My
stew
friends
is
give me
magical.
strength.
My
I'm just an
friends
anime
give me
character.
strength, dies in the next hit. Anywho, so
1d4 friendship
yes,
damage.
you do see. See.
Actually, I think that was my direct demise in the last one. He left and then I went down. I was gonna go down anyways.
But yeah, so that is what you are able to deduce from it, Belden. Ghost, are you looking for anything specific? Are you?
I mean, he's got it pretty much down pat. And
Okay.
he healed him, so anything she would have been kind of looking for. Ooh, maybe, actually, she'd kind of look for any, crests or any sign of where he might have come from.
Okay.
I think
Any form of identification, maybe.
any form of identification. Okay.
which there's guards and people around too.
Yeah. So this guy is not wearing a uniform. He seems to be wearing standard traveler's clothes. And traveler's clothes, even, especially people that travel the roads by themselves, they usually have the clothes are reinforced and armored to something because you live in Aurora and everything wants to kill you. But they seem to be generic stuff. So this guy's it does not seem to be part of any organization. He seems to be a
Just a rando on the street.
a commoner as far as you can tell.
Okay. Not
But
important, but still worth living.
make a perception check for me, Ghost.
Okay. I'll do that. Nat 1.
Nat one? Okay. You are so intrinsically focused on
She's
the-
just like
on like
really
the guy
squinting at his face,
that-
trying to see if he's from Snowdrift.
that any you've managed to drown out the small crowd.
Yeah, she's just really
And I do
squinting hard at
yeah,
his
I
face,
do
just-
believe right before we ended last episode you did meet up with Borv, so I believe he is with you right now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I would probably whisper to Borv and be like, "Do you see that over there?" or the lack thereof.
You look, he like looks over there and he's just like, aye.
The only time the forest is this quiet was when there's a larger predator in the area. Whatever did this is nearby.
Right.
I'm gonna ask Borb too. Do you know anything that would cause a bite this big? And gesture to the big shoulder wound.
So he kind of goes and he like looks at it. It's like, well, I thought it was gonna be those Wendigo I've been hunting, but they don't have maws that big. They're more the claws, yes, but they don't really bite like that. They've got more humanoid type things. This looks like a feral animal.
Yeah, I definitely don't know this guy.
Yeah. I mean, what's your name? I'm gonna ask the guy.
So after you heal him, his breathing stabilizes and he like opens his eyes a bit and he's just like, it's like he's trying to talk, but it seems like he's so out of breath and just so disoriented and delirious.
Basically in shock.
Yeah, basically. And as you're kind of examining him, he's borderline hypothermic as well. And as you're doing that, what's your passive insight, Reikos?
13.
13? Okay. You would notice that the horse, while well behaved, is like shuffling nervously and like fidgeting and everything. This black workhorse is basically just fidgeting nervously, like it wants to get out of there, but it knows it's well trained enough that knows that it shouldn't, but it wants to.
I want to try and calm it down, and then also kind of like, basically we're trying to gauge what and where it's looking.
It'd be.
Hey, in the meantime too, I want to use prestidigitation to kind of start heating up this dude's armor.
Heat metal.
No, we don't want to shish kebab this guy. We don't want to barbecue.
I would say it wouldn't be enough to get him to warm up, but if you constantly do that, like every 6 seconds, it would be enough to stop him from getting any worse. He will not get any worse.
Yeah, I just want to keep him stable.
Yeah. Reikos,
Okay.
make an animal handling check.
Yeah, Ghost is lighting her hands on fire and just like going towards them so the heat can.
Oh yeah,
come up.
produce flame.
Produce flame.
Yeah.
15.
15. It still seems nervous, but you could tell it, rather than running when you're kind of doing that, it sort of realizes that it's probably safer to be next to you rather than that. It's not calm, but it's definitely safer to be by you than out on its own.
Stay with big guy, not in forest. Stay with big guy, not in forest.
Yeah.
White horse.
I would probably say to one of the guards and just say, I think whatever did that might be nearby. I suggest we get the people back into the town.
The guard kind of looks at you and looks at Borv, kind of putting 2 and 2 together that Borv is with you and nods. That guy stands up. All right. Everyone, return to your homes. Return to your homes, and just in case, lock up all your doors for the night. We're gonna double the guards and patrols. And you three, and he points to three able-bodied looking men in the crowd. Go inform the other patrols of what has happened here, and begin to spread the word to anybody you come across to do the same. And you see him pull out a small, like, he's got like a small things of them, almost like similar to like a ticket. But it's like a ticket or like a dog tag, a small like metal coin. That you guys see these in small towns. It's basically like a small thing where it's like, hey, you've been given an order by someone of authority, so you actually should listen to what they say, kind of a deal. Mm-hmm. And he gives them each one, or he's like, go. It's like, go, hurry, get your families home, lock up just to be safe.
Hey, do you guys have an infirmary we can get this man to?
And then with that, Borv kind of speaks up, just like, we've got a surgeon's clinic. It's not too far from here. It's actually only a couple blocks. Yeah, I can. If you only get his legs, I'll get his arms.
All right. I'll grab his legs. Help move him.
I'll move the horse.
You take the lead.
Keep a fire under him, you know.
Yeah, you take the lead with the horse,
rotate
and then
slowly.
one of the guards goes and stays on stands guard while the other one kind of escorts you guys, and he's like leading the way, and as he's going, he's shouting that same warning to everybody there, and then some people go and ask Borv as walking by. It's just like, is it the Wendigos again? Well, we're working on it, but whatever it is, we'll make sure it goes down. I actually got brought back up this time, so might be done by tonight. And so Borv is trying to keep everybody's spirits up, and it seems people are kind of just like, oh, okay, yeah, Borv's got this, and don't seem like they're super panicky when they go inside, but they know to take it seriously and not linger.
So any idea what did the bite mark?
Not off the top of my head, no. I just know what it isn't.
Whatever it is, must have been big.
Well, at least as big as him if it's able to... at least bigger than him if it's able to, lurch over him like that and chomp down.
Well, we can get him inside and get him warm, and maybe he can tell us himself.
Right. Yeah, alright, let's go in. And so he leads you to this small building, and Borv goes, and it's got like two distinct sections of it. So one you can tell is probably the clinic, and the other one where the guy lives. And Borv balls his fist and just like, hey Doc, we need you for a bit. And after a moment, door opens and you see an older human male, clean shaven, neatly kept stark white hair, and kind of a palish skin, just face covered with wrinkles, and he's got these spectacles as he looks down. Oh dear. That is not good. Bring him inside. Come. And as you enter, you are immediately hit with warmth. You're immediately hit with the warmth of the inside, but the smell of sterilization, sanitizing alcohol and sanitizing alcohol, formaldehyde, all that kind of stuff is there. It's just like, come, bring him, put him on the table.
All right, we'll put him there.
Right. So, as he's there, he is, he seems to be, he seems to still be breathing shallowly, but the healing that you gave him is working wonders. He probably would have bled out right there if he didn't heal him.
Ooh. We love to hear it. We love to hear it.
And goes in, and immediately the old man goes, lights a match, throws it into the fire, and it bursts to life, this hearth, and immediately more warmth starts filling it in. Okay, right. Needle, thread. Okay,
Hey, Doc, the wounds on his back do seem to be quite a bit deeper than what's on his front.
yes, flip him over while I grab some disinfectant. Do any of you have healing capabilities?
I can do a little. I was able to stabilize him right before coming here.
Right.
I am an alchemist.
Good.
If you have any herbs, I can whip something together.
I just need to disinfect the wound. A healing spell to help close it, then I can stitch up what is left. Alright, and he goes and he examines the wound on the back. Or he cuts open the shirt, examines the wound on the back, and just like, mere centimeters from the spinal cord. It is a miracle he didn't die instantly. Right. Seems to... If he's not unconscious right now, he's about to be from the pain. And he opens up this thing and just dumps in this clear liquid, and you see it start to bubble. And you see, like, redness that was starting to appear, like, on the skin and stuff, recede. And you hear, like, a slight sizzling, and you see his body tense up and then go limp. Right. Heal it now.
Alright. I'll cure wounds again.
And you see the wound close a decent amount. Go ahead and roll that healing.
14.
14. Very
gosh.
good. It's so good now. I love it. I
Yay.
could throw scarier things at you guys.
No.
No.
You see it close, and then he begins to immediately go into stitching.
Okay, scarier, yes. Harder to defeat, no.
I mean, that's already half my spell slots, guys.
I know, right? We're barely treading water at this point.
And as he starts going, just like, but once he finishes, okay, very gently flip him over. I will see to the other wounds.
Alright.
He was awake, that would hurt.
Oh, yeah. Carefully, roll him over.
I just noticed something when I opened the chat, the Zoom chat. I accidentally clicked on it. The cameras go all weird.
Go up. Hey,
Happy,
Pappy.
hey,
Mm.
but but yeah. So they. Oh my gosh, I'm so easily distracted. Maybe I have ADHD like you, Andrew, and it's just not
I know,
diagnosed
right?
yet. Oh my gosh. So as he goes in,
I didn't like that message.
he goes in and kind of examines the face. I know this gentleman. Tobias Creed. He's well, he lives out on the Emerson farm.
Is that far from here?
About maybe 2 days by horse ride. So he came quite a ways. Oh, forgive.
Well, whatever attacked him must have been recently, because I don't think he would have made it that far with those kinds of wounds.
Well, it
Yeah, those were my thoughts.
possibly, but normally he only comes into town to trade, or if somebody on the farm got hurt and I have to leave to go tend to one of them or one of the animals. But this is not part of his regular schedule.
Speaking of which, give me a sec. I'll just step outside for a moment. I'll step outside.
Forgive me. I did not introduce myself. I am Dr. Emmett Crowley. It is a pleasure. But yes, this yes, Tobias here. He it's basically a how you say, manager or overseer of the farm. He helps maintain the small community that the Emersons have built there. So there's probably maybe 4 or 5 families that live out on that land, and as well as outside hires that also live on the farm itself. Just a small, relatively small cattle and herb farm. And there's usually 2 or 3 guards posted at the farm at any given time. Small contingents sent from Snowdrift to help protect the outer settlements.
Does he usually make the trip here alone?
No, that is the other thing. There's usually just safety in numbers to ward off any threats. There's usually 3 or 4 of them. I don't see why he would come alone.
Maybe he's the last one.
Oh, please don't say such things. My head could not take it. There are good people there.
Well, one thing is for sure. We should definitely check it out.
Yeah,
Once he's awake.
there was no sign of anyone else on the road. It was just him.
It's been several months since I made my way to Emerson Farm. Yeah, the only problems they were having was a saber cat that kept going in for their that kept going in for their cattle. I mean, it's not a particularly good spot for pretty much anything really that beyond the predators that need food, and even then usually the Snowdrift guards are enough to ward anything off. But I don't think whatever did that to this poor sucker did anything, is anything remotely normal.
We'll definitely have to ask him once he's awake. See if this was just a spur of the moment thing, or if something is actually wrong.
Yeah. Is Borv in there with us?
Yeah, the Borb was the one that was just talking.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we definitely would, want to do it alone, but I think we should investigate, see if we can find any signs of, any of his traveling companions.
I can I can I've got a map in my home with a route that I usually take when we go. It's the most well traveled route to the farm, and it's the one that they normally take if I remember correctly. So if you follow along that, you might be able to find any stragglers.
We'll definitely have to take a look.
Meanwhile, outside, Reikos, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go over to the horse that I have tied up. And as I'm walking up to it, I want to activate one of my runes to do speak with animals.
Talk to the horse.
I forgot that I had that spell.
All right.
Last time I used it, I was traumatized.
It was trauma blocked.
The rats wouldn't stop coming. How are you feeling, friend?
Not safe. Not safe.
I know, and I want to help. Can you tell me what did this?
Predators. Turn brothers into meat. Turn cattle into meat. They turn people into meat. And people into them.
What did they look like?
Wrong. Pretend beasts. But walk like men.
Were they covered in fur or no?
Yes, the fur and teeth and claws.
You said that they turned your brothers and the humans into meat. Did anybody else get out besides you and the fellow here?
We ran from the stables. Other humans, and they barricaded themselves inside with the cat.
So there's still people at your home before you left.
Yes, from what I can tell.
Was your person injured as you got closer to town, or was he injured at home?
They followed us for one day. Got so tired. But one pounced, struck him, but he fought it off with an axe. So I brought him here. But I can tell the other creatures fled. I need to flee.
No. If they tracked you here, they're likely waiting for you to get out. If any place is safe, this is the safest place for you.
This is the most... No, not safe. Not safe. And he starts, like, tromping his, tromping his hooves and rearing up a little bit. It is not safe. Must flee.
Why?
We must flee. We must flee. Meanwhile,
Were you?
inside, as you guys are discussing, you hear a as the operating table falls over. And as you re-enter the room to see, you you just hear the snapping of bones and the ripping of sinew. And from over the bed, over the tipped over operating table, you see one large, white, fur covered hand. And as he stands up, you see the face distort into a maw. As
I'm
he
in danger.
I guess my text was mute. I didn't need to send it.
as he goes and stands up, and you see the pure white form of what seems to be a polar bear, but bipedal, as the werebear and lunges at you. And that is where we are going to take our break. So, we will be back in 15 minutes. So for player reference, that's going to be at about 6:20. And we will pick up right there. So, person formerly known as Tobias Creed lunges at each of you. In this tiny clinic. I need everybody to roll initiative for me. No battle map for this one. This is Theater of the Mind. Because this space is so small.
Okay. My coping mechanism is humor, so I imagined him just going, rawr. That's my theater of the mind.
I got 18
scary.
on mine.
Oh, 4. But I have Ivor. Unless I don't.
10.
I do.
All right, 10. And sorry, what was yours and Ivor's?
Mine was 4. Mine's 4.
And then what was
it's
Ivor's?
low as always. Okay. Ivor's is a nat 20 for 21.
Woo!
Oh. He's
All
always
right.
first.
Too bad he sleeps during combat.
I mean, good for him.
Always sleeping on the job, that Ivor.
Alrighty. So, let me just go like this. So the one who goes first is actually Ivor.
Wow.
So yeah, so
So
as
unexpected.
it lunges at you across, so you've got like this small doorway. You guys are kind of like in an entryway foyer to the residential part, and then there's the doorway to the clinic, and then another doorway off on the right hand side that Reikos had stepped outside from.
Hmm.
And so it lunges at you. What is Ivor going to do?
I feel like he has really good reaction speed. He's immediately gonna go, yeah! Fly forward and sting this bear in the face.
All right, go ahead and make an attack roll for him.
I don't know what his attack modifiers are.
Let me pull that up. Imp, familiar, 5e. Attributes. It is +5 to hit.
+5 to hit. Okay. $21 to hit.
Oh, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that damage. And let me just see. I will roll the con save.
That's a D4, right?
It is a D4 damage and then 3d6 poison damage, half on a successful save.
Okay, D4. That'd be 2 damage. And then 3d6, you said?
3d6.
I should know this by now.
And
But I'm so mindless.
It did get a natural 1 on its poison save, so it's the full damage.
Full 13 poison damage.
Dang.
Woo! And it
Right
is.
there.
Yep, and it is. Let's see.
Is it poisoned?
No,
Or
no, it just does a
it
crap ton
should
of
be.
damage.
Dude, poisoned is mean.
Yeah, looking at it, it does not give the poison condition, but it just does a ton of poison damage. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, as it goes in, it stings. I'd like to say Ivor goes up and just flies right in its face. He just goes, no, get out! And it stings it right in the eye as it goes and stumbles back. All right. Up next is actually the good doctor.
Ooh.
And he's just, you see him and he's gonna be like, oh dear. And he he kind of looks around. He like looks around him and goes and sees his tools on the opposite end of the clinic and sees that it's stumbling back from Ivor. So he slips around, staying against the wall, and then once he gets out of reach of it, he dashes across the room to pick something, to pick up one of his tools.
Oh yeah, improvised weapon. We love to see it.
Okay. Up next, I believe was Borv. So Borv is just going to go
What was his initiative?
19.
Okay, cool. That means yeah.
So cool. That's my
so
Borv.
Borv is going to go in for 2 swings. And first one is going to hit, and it just goes in. He plants it in this thing's leg. Just using this, two-handing this war axe, plants it in the leg. And then he pulls it out, and he does 8 slashing damage, half down to 4. And then he's going to bring it up, and then bring it down right on its shoulder. And hit again. And then for 12 slashing damage, half to 6. Alrighty. And just go like this. And then let me pull this up real quick. There we go. And then just had to make sure I did my math correct. So as he pulls it out, this thing just roars and snarls at him, and it looks like it's getting ready to go on the offensive. But that brings us to Rakos.
So I was gonna say, from his point of view, he was like connecting the dots, and I even sent a text to Gavin to see if Rakos would know, but he's like, in his head, he's thinking, "Oh no, I know exactly what this is." And then he's like sitting there, it's like still in danger. And then like in that moment when he was saying that, I remembered too, he's like, he had a bite mark on him. And he's like, that's when he looked up, and then I imagine that's when you hear the crashing of the table and then starts hearing the tacking. So basically, since he was outside, he's going to dash in break the door down, and then run straight into him and just body check him, horns first.
Alrighty.
Oh, yeah.
That's an attack roll, right?
So I'm going to be using Goring Rush.
Yeah, that's an attack roll, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, you go in to see the chaos devolve, and this thing is a little bit still underformed. He's like still actively transforming as you come in. Right? What was that?
11.
That just hits.
Oh, okay, good.
Yay!
So that does 6 piercing with my silvered horns.
Which means... Oh, it's silvered, that's right.
Oh,
Which
that's
means
amazing.
it does 12. As the silvered horns pierce into him and you shove him, and he just lets out this horrible roar. And you can feel the silver tips heating up, and you guys see the smoke coming from the wounds as it kind of goes, and no pun intended, as it as you charge into it, it kind of gets you in a little bit of a bear hug, looming over you, and it is up next.
I would actually like to action surge
Ah.
and then proceed to gore with my horns directly into him. So I'm going to do 2 horn attacks against him.
Alrighty.
Amazing.
So that is a
Get gored,
26
idiot.
to hit.
That will hit.
That does 10 piercing.
Alright, which gets turned to 20.
And then I'm going to do it again. Nat 20.
Woo!
What, the dragon on my screen? The heck? All right, sorry. New D&D Beyond dice. All right. So with that too, I need him to make a strength check.
That that is a 19.
Okay, so he is not restrained. So that the crit is 8 on the horns.
So
And then-
16.
Do
Right.
that. And he takes 14 fire damage.
Holy crap.
Wow.
And
Yeah,
then-
he's definitely bloodied.
I
Uh,
used
bonus-
two spell slots to heal this guy.
Right. Action surge only gives me another action, not another bonus action, right?
Yep.
Okay, then I can't do anything else.
Okay. As you do that, it roars in pain, and it goes to bring its claws down on you. And I'm literally just rolling with like Google Dice.
37. What?
That is a natural 20 on the first hit
Oh.
against you, Reikos.
Even Google supports you.
Right.
Okay, so that
What living
is-
creatures are within 30 feet of me? Hey, Ghost, how much health do you have? No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Fireball. It'll only take the house down and all of
And
us
that
with
is
it.
plus, what's the modifier? Plus 4. So you take 21 slashing damage as it rakes across your back. And then it's going to go down for another claw swipe on your back as it's just desperately trying to ravage you. That is a... Oh, only a 10 to hit on the second one.
Okay, that'll miss.
Yeah, so that first one cuts deep, but then it goes in for
It was
another
on part of the
swipe.
broken armor.
Yeah, but then the next one goes, and on the part that's intact, hits part of the plate that's intact, and it's just this ear-piercing screech across the metal. All right, and then after that, it is Belden.
Oh. Man, my initial thought I don't want to do now that I've got Rikos in the mix.
Do it. Do
You
it.
know what? Okay, I'm thinking that like I was preparing to do this as Rikos like charged in. I'm gonna cast. I was gonna cast an upscaled thunder wave at it and try to like blast it through the wall behind, since we're in such a small area.
Yes.
This might hit.
Oh, this definitely would. It
Rikos,
would.
It's gonna hit everybody.
It would hit. It would hit Borv and Rakos.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm imagining like I was getting ready to just like reactionary try to blast this thing through the wall. I roll to hit first, right?
I think that one's a
that's
con
a
save. I'll roll for
Okay.
Borv and him. And Tobias.
Yes. Send me through the wall. Do it.
I can take it.
Borv gets a natural 20, so we'll say Borv notices and dives out
Is
of the
it
way.
con save?
It's a con save. Yeah.
I got 18.
On a successful save, you don't get pushed and you take half damage.
All right.
It got, let me check the modifiers.
There are no modifiers.
13.
They're all in the negative. 13.
It got
Okay.
13.
Did it fail?
This says con save 16.
Then it
Yes!
fails.
It
Okay.
gets pushed, but we don't.
All right. Okay.
Yes.
Well, this is gonna hurt. It's 3d8.
Do it. Do it.
He's
Go
only
ahead and
taking
roll
half
that damage. No, he's
It's
take.
okay.
No, I take half damage.
Yeah.
That's
So-
what I'm saying.
So, 18.
18. Whoo! As it happens, it flies back and crashes into the wall. And this is just a standard, wooden house. And so the wall kind of gives and he flies out into the alley right in between the clinic and the next building over. And it starts...
And it's like a loud, thunderous boom.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
almost like leaves
Yeah,
ears
Ghost has to
ringing.
cover her ears. Kind of boom.
Because
Yeah.
anything within 300 feet can hear this.
And I'm basically right next to you. So.
So
We all
yeah,
have tinnitus.
you blast this thing, and as it flies through the wall, you see the doctor go and start like looking through his tools as if he's like desperately trying to find something, and then you see him find a bottle, and then he's just like. And you see him like look, and Rakos, you're in a position where you can see what he's holding. He's holding a bottle of anesthesia, and it's empty. And he goes, and then he kind of goes, looks at the wall, and then looks at the rest of you guys and gives you guys a solemn nod.
No. Why is that? Don't make it sad. Shut up. No.
Ghost, it's your turn.
Stop. Ghost, your turn.
Knock him
Okay.
out if we can, but if
Whatever.
not, kill him.
Oh. Knock him out if we can. I might have to rethink what I was thinking. Ooh. Okay. Oh gosh.
And I
She'll
will say,
just-
in the distance, you can hear shouts and stuff of guardsmen closing in on the area.
Yeah, okay. So I was initially planning on doing something, but now that you made it sad, I'm going to cast Hold Person on this guy.
Let me see.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, a wisdom saving throw of 15.
All right, he does still count as a humanoid.
Yay!
All right, let me just see. Wisdom save?
Mm-hmm.
15?
Mm-hmm.
That succeeds.
Ah!
Yeah, I was saying he rolled a 15.
Dang it.
Barely.
All right, so he's good.
Yeah, so it starts to go and take effect, and then you see him start sniffing the air, and he starts turning his attention towards the incoming noises.
Oh gosh. Yeah, I can't do anything else.
Right. Top of the round is Ivor.
Yeah, oh gosh. He's gonna go in and sting again because he only does chip damage.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack roll.
Alright. 11.
That just hits.
Yay! I mean, no.
Con save. Nat 1.
Okay, there's a 1 on the D4. And
So
then
that
8
is-
poison damage.
So yeah, the 1 on the D4, what does... It's plus 3 piercing damage. So 4 plus 8 was 12.
Ah.
There we go. And it goes and tries to swat him away again. Which brings us to Borv's turn. And it's the doctor's turn first. Which he is basically just going to go and dash back through that door and take shelter back where Belden and Ghost are standing. And then it's Borv's turn. Borv is going to burst out that side door that you originally went out, Rakos, and just start shouting for everybody to stay back as the guards are coming down the street. You just hear him shout, "Stay back! Get some restraints! Go!" Rakos.
So there's one big reason why I wanted a hole through that wall. So I'm gonna jump out the wall and then activate the big rune on my chest so I have space to grow.
Yes!
Because the inside the shack was too small. Gavin, I can't hear you, by the way. Say something.
Hello.
You sounded
we
like
can
really
hear you.
quiet.
Yeah, you're quiet.
Hello.
Oh, okay. I think you were just far away from your mic. All right, so I'm gonna make myself big and then immediately go into grapple it. I want to bear hug it from behind and basically wrap my arms around it and then turn it. Basically turn it. Well, that's why I'm like, I want to have it in a way that isn't as much of a thing, but turn it in a way that you guys can see him and aim at him.
Okay.
So that'd be contested athletics. But I have advantage. That is a 16 for me. I rolled pretty low with the advantage.
Yeah, but it's a 15 for him.
Yes!
Yes!
All right. He's grappled.
Yes!
His speed is 0.
Okay. So,
And that is my turn.
alrighty, which brings us to its turn next. It is going to reach up and start clawing at your neck.
I am specifically behind it, so it would have to be able to reach.
That's
yeah.
what it's doing. 17 to hit.
That hits.
That does... Nope, wrong button. That does... 9 slashing damage.
Okay.
And the second one is another 17, exact same roll. For... 20 slashing damage.
20 slashing damage?
20. I rolled max.
I went unconscious.
Oh,
Jeez. He got you right in the neck.
Yep.
Yeah, I did.
As it goes down, it lands and then, and it's like kind of getting sensory overload. Its ears ringing. You see blood kind of coming out of its ears, and then it kind of goes and locks its eyes on Belden, and then just starts lunging towards you, Belden, which
Rawr.
I believe brings us. Oh my gosh. Brings us to your turn, Belden.
Sorry.
All right.
I'm trying to make
I'm-
it not sad, but it's not working.
I'm gonna step into the alley and like snap my fingers and cast mirror image.
Oh yeah.
Alrighty. Okay. As you snap the fingers, the gems on your armor light up, and then your illusory selves kind of show up, and then it kind of like stops for a bit and is like, and like looking between you and your illusions, just very. This thing is sensory overload. It's going full feral. It's starting to foam at the mouth, but it is raggedy at this point. Okay, is that your go?
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna like, I step closer, like, just into the alley. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
Okay, Ghost, it is your go.
I just keep thinking about the werewolves from Underworld. That's what I think it looks like. But,
The
right
raggedy ones, yeah.
Yeah, the raggedy ones that I was always like,
Much more swole. It's a bear.
yeah,
not a wolf,
much
it's a
more
bear.
So it's more like the Van Helsing werewolf then.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, what I'm gonna
When
do
I say raggedy,
is...
I mean it's been ripped to shreds. Its fur and hide.
She was trying to preserve it for Reiko's sake, for their sake, but no. She's going to use her Molten Blast on
Okay.
this thing. 22 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
That's 7 force damage. And then do it again for 26 to hit.
Yep.
And that is an extra 9 force damage. And that's my turn.
Which reduces it exactly to 0. Describe to me how you end
Yes! Oh! Yeah, she's melting its face off!
it. So, as it as the molten blast slam into it, it kind of goes and you just see, as it hits, it like kind of stops moving. And then the smoke clears and you just see charred black fur and exposed bone maw. And it's just... hits the ground.
Whoops.
And you hear that sinuous bone snapping sound again as the fur retreats and as the fur retreats and the maw retreats, and you see the lifeless body of Tobias in the snow, his clothes torn to shreds.
Even worse.
I'm gonna search Rixa's body, and he has a healing potion on him, right? Or I guess I still have I think a cure wounds cast available. Can I put that on him
Yeah.
to wake him up?
Yes, you can.
Okay. We'll cure wounds. We'll save the potions for later. 14.
Thank you. Oh. Ah. Damn, his claws are sharp. Oh. Were you able to subdue him?
Dr. Crowley kind of steps out from the hole in the wall and is like, I believe the correct saying is his claws were sharp.
Ah. Poor bastard. Ah. Oh.
And with that, you see all, like, the guards, stuff spears up. Kind of surround the area, but then seeing the aftermath, kind of, like, lower their spears. What happened here?
It just kind of like pointed there.
And as they go investigate, they start questioning each of you, the doctor and Borv. And then afterwards, like, was anyone bitten?
Oh, just ripped to hell and back again.
But bites.
No.
No bite.
Right. Everyone, secure the area. You four. And he points to another contingent of guards. Well, haul the body away to the... well, I guess to the jail, seeing as the clinic is in need of repairs. Dr. Crowley, would you mind giving an autopsy? Yes, I can. Yes, I can manage that. Good. Borv? Aye, you already know me. I'll secure the perimeter. Although, I don't think we'll have much to worry about quite right now. We've got... well, my friend here noticed that all the wildlife had fled, but I think it... well, they were running from Tobias himself. So that might have been... I think so. If we see normal activities on the outskirts of town, we might be good. Right.
Wait. Before you go, I was able to speak with the man's horse, and he said that there's still others up at his farm locked away.
Right. And I can send word to Snowdrift when the boats leave tomorrow morning. And send a word up with them, and they can send a contingent of soldiers to the farm to combat these things.
I think that might take too long.
If there are any survivors, I think waiting a couple days for help won't do them any good.
The doctor said it was a 2-day horse ride from here to his farm. And he just kind of like sits up, and he's like obviously like holding his wounds and everything. But he's just like, maybe if we have tonight to rest, I can silver up some weapons, and us four can head out and take a look for ourselves. Maybe take a couple guards with us.
We're a bit short at the moment, but I can lend you 2 of my men. And I can provide you horses.
We'll be grateful for anything.
Well,
Sorry about your clinic. I may have reacted a bit more violently than I initially thought I would.
Dr. Crowley looks and just like he looks at the hole in the wall, and then looks at Tobias's body that is being wrapped up. And he just goes, "Walls can be repaired." And he kind of goes and just solemnly follows the guards carrying the body.
Well, good thing we bought that silver today. Huh.
Think he was able to identify him before this.
I was speaking with the horse, trying to figure out why he was still so spooked. And then I heard the crashing, and I put two and two together. He said that there were many of them up in the farm. They came and they killed his brethren, I assume the other horses, several of the humans, and then several of the humans were able to lock themselves inside with the cat. Now, that was 2 days ago.
2 days would be pretty miraculous that they survived this long. And
The one nice thing is, I'm sure they have plenty of food where they're staying, because they're on a farmstead.
let's just hope that none of them were bitten before they locked
Or got
themselves up.
inside. And who knows how many we're dealing with, because he said that there were many.
If they did get in, many more. It will only be a matter of time before they sniff out this town.
Also, talk about terrible timing. If I had that armor ready today, that would not have gotten me in the neck.
It's about timing, nothing more.
But thank you for the save. Have any of you ever heard stories of werewolves and of the sort?
I've read stories.
Oh, I've heard stories of many, lycanthropy creatures, especially, near Snowdrift, far to the west.
And I assume
But
you've...
I've never seen one. Definitely not a bear.
I mean, everyone in my village always has... Someone has an uncle somewhere who says they've seen one, but we've all heard the stories, and there's all sorts of lore around them, but... I assume you would then have heard how to deal with them.
So, I mean, there's stories of, Woodbell didn't know. I guess that's a fair question to ask, Kevin.
Nothing beyond
What?
like the basics. It wasn't like the focal point of your research. So you just know.
I don't know a whole lot about them.
I mean, I don't know. I'm sure there's more that can be done, but the stories always talk of them being or having an aversion to silver. So perhaps what we could do is utilize this silver to augment what we already have, and then those other projects that we had in mind, we could just buy more when we get to another city, Snowdrift or something of the like.
I'd say making use of that for our weapons would be most pressing.
Perhaps we could put some studs on your gloves.
Perhaps I think taking care of your weapons and Borv's might be,
Well, I have
the
my
best use.
my horns and my glaive of silver.
But I've seen you do some work with your hammer.
Well, we have 3 bars, so we could put one on Borv's axe, and then some on your gloves, and maybe perhaps some studs on my hammer. I think that we could make that work.
Yeah.
Just in
How-
case, I can't see behind me. My back is killing me. Can you see if it bit me?
I only saw it to get you with its claws, but I mean,
Good.
there was a lot of blood. It got you pretty deep.
Right. 2 deep cuts, one here and one along my back when I
Definitely
charged
think
in
it
on
would
him.
have bit you if you had gotten it from the front. Glad you grabbed it from the back.
Well, if it's all right with you guys, I would like to rest.
Perfectly fine. Understandable.
I imagine I probably have like bits of gore hanging from my horns.
You've got something.
Right. So, we head back to Borv's house to rest, Borv's cabin to rest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listening as we're, because it's on the outskirts of town, right? His cabin.
Yeah.
I want to be listening to the forest while we're walking.
Make a perception check.
Nat 20 for 26.
You hear the scuttling of critters and animals as you're walking by.
It's a good sign. The lights are beautiful tonight.
Definitely, you'll see Reiko's visibly relax and ease up a bit when that happens. As they're walking out. Well, I think that explains why he wasn't dead when he came to us. Because the horse said he was attacked about a day away. So we've been riding all day like that.
I don't see how he could have ridden that hard with those wounds all day and lived. You think whatever was turning him was what kept him alive?
That's what I suspect.
That's likely the case.
I'd imagine whatever those are, once they're fully transformed, maybe a bit sturdier than that one too.
Likely. The horse said they had been stalked for the whole day, but he couldn't keep running, so he had to slow down, and then that's when they attacked. So we'll likely be stalked on our way there.
Definitely.
All right, well, I'm taking this, and he's just gonna grab one of the bottles of alcohol, and I'm going to bed. He's gonna lay
All
lay
right.
down and just like pour a little bit on the wounds. Take a swig and lay down.
After a little bit, Borv will return home. Let out a long sigh. Right. Well, looks like I'll be heading out in the morning. You're free to join me if you want to go hunting, but I won't make you come along.
We need
And
to
miss all-
silver your axe.
Miss all the fun.
Right. You lot, stay an extra day. Finish your equipment, rest up, you heal your wounds. I'll scout the perimeter of the farm. Meet you on the western side. Set up a little bit of a camp for us to use as a base of operations.
If you start getting stalked and you recognize it, come back. No reason to take them on alone if they're stalking you.
Well, I'm not exactly sure how subtle those things could be. But we'll see.
I imagine incredibly so. I mean, how many times have you been walking in the woods when suddenly there's a bear in your path, you didn't even hear it come? Just because it's big does not mean it's quiet. Or does not mean it's loud, I should say.
Fair point. Well, just in case they're gonna be burning old Tobias's body tomorrow. So, if you want to go and see, that's your business, but I was talking with the guards and they said they'll have horses ready for you to take at your leisure at the barracks. And they chose 2 men to accompany you. So we'll see how it is. See how they do.
Why don't you take the 2 men with you?
I'm stealthier on my own. I don't need their armor completely, giving me away. And besides, I don't know how their nerves will handle it. So I'll leave that to be your problem.
I will consider it.
Right. Well, time for bed. Let's go. Need all the rest you can get. You, and he points at Rikos, might want to drink a bit more of that.
Noted.
All right.
Don't have to tell me twice.
So, you can all take a long rest. And we will go into the next day.
Day 2.
So as the sun rises, Borv is already gone before you awake. You go out into the town the next day. People are going about their business like normal. But you can already hear the whispers going and guards giving a state of warning to the town just to be on the lookout for anyone that seems to have large animal bites. And to keep close to the town. Do not go out into the woods currently. People have already began to work on repairs to the clinic. And Rakos, you have access to the blacksmith forge that you paid for.
I want to take the axe on the Borv's wall, and I'm gonna take that in so we can add silver to that.
Alrighty.
And then I want to, before going there as well, I want to go meet those 2 soldiers that are supposed to come with us.
Okay. Are you going to you got 3 silver bars, so you got 2 left. Are you doing anything else with the silver or just silvering the axe?
I will be, but I want to talk to the 2 soldiers first.
Okay. So, you make your way over to the barracks, and you see kind of prepping a group of horses. You see 2 men clad in their armor, shields and spears on their back. Or actually, no, they're loading it up, kind of attaching it to their saddles. One of them is a younger human man, probably early 20s. And then the other one looks to be an old dwarf. Skin is like weathered. He's got like a kind of squint to his eye, tannish skin, and a brown beard that is kind of cut short as it reaches the collarbone. Very well kept. As you approach, the dwarf kind of goes and stands at attention. And then the human kind of goes, looks down at him, and then stands at attention as well.
So I assume you 2 will be the ones to accompany us.
That's correct, says the dwarf, kind of he's got crippling resting bitch face, and so it looks like he's scowling at you, but you can tell that's just how his face naturally is.
What are your weapons of choice?
We're all trained in the spear, and should things get in, or sorry, not spears, they're pikes. It's like, we're all trained with pikes, but should things close the distance, we have short swords and daggers at the ready.
And which of you has more experience working with glaives?
That would be me. The dwarf raises his hand.
Well, what we're going to be fighting against is going to be highly dangerous. I do want this back, but it would be better use to be as armored as possible. Here. And I'm going to hand him the glaive of silver.
He kind of
You'll
takes
find
it.
this much more effective against what we're up against.
You see he takes it, does a few stances with it. I think I can work with this. And he goes and starts attaching it to the saddle.
And as for you, I don't know if I'd be able to do. We are kind of low on silver, but let me.
He kind of goes, just like, I volunteered for this, sir. I have my family passed down owns a silver sword that I have permission to use at my discretion.
Good. All right, well, that solves one problem then. Well, all right. I'm going to spend the day augmenting some of our weapons, but either tonight or tomorrow morning we'll be heading out.
And you see the nervous looking young guy. He's like, "Yep, sir." And he gives a nod, and just like, you see the dwarf kind of look up at him, shake his head.
Yeah, Rico's kind of gets like a little smirk with it, but he doesn't correct him.
Yeah, and he's like, and with that, the dwarf kind of goes, actually, guys, like, it seems, given your familiarity with Borv, that you're going to be taking point on this operation. But it is only fair to warn you that the civilians' lives are of the utmost priority, so if I have to leave any of you to get ripped to shreds, I will do so, if it will, in turn, save the lives of the innocents that are there.
That is the other reason why I came here, because that was going to be my suggestion.
Ah, then we're in agreement.
Yes, I was going to say, if there was an opportunity to get them out and leave us behind, do it.
Yes. And, I also had one other favor to ask. If I do get bit and I start to turn, put me down quick, please. Don't hesitate.
If there's a way to restrain you, I might try that, but... Because, I mean, the stories say you aren't always that, and who knows, maybe there's something out there that can fix it. Even with the ones we encounter, if there's an opportunity to restrain, I'll take it, but doesn't mean I won't hesitate to put them down. If they're a danger, they're a danger.
I guess we'll find out when we investigate. And as he kind of turns, he looks at the younger man. Collins, just because I'm speaking does not mean you have to stop. Keep packing and gather all the rations. Yes, sir. And goes,
So Collins, and what is your name?
Jernell.
I'm Rakos.
Didn't ask.
Didn't need to.
He just kind of smile, go like, all right, well, I'll see you tonight.
We'll have enough food for the entire trip, as well as just in case we get caught, a week's worth of food, water, and other basic necessities for all 5 of us.
Well, I mean, we should want enough for 6, right? Because we'll be meeting up with Borv.
That's what I recommended too, but he firmly turned that down. And if there's one thing I know about Borv, it's better not to argue with him. Mostly because he won't stop complaining about it.
All right, sounds good.
Ghost actually isn't there, but out of character, it's probably because your food sucks.
They're just standard military rations. That's why.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is why.
That is exactly why.
That's hilarious. Oh, man.
Yeah, it's not like terrible. It's just very bland and dry.
That's why.
It's
enough to sustain you.
It's meant to fill you
Sustain,
up,
not
give you
entertain.
fill you up, give you nutrition, and last.
Yeah.
last in any condition.
Nothing a little prestidigitation can't fix.
Yeah, right. It's like
Gonna
one of the
have
best
primo,
cantrips.
Steak
Yes.
dinners.
Right. So, upon meeting your team for this operation,
But 1. Or 1.5.
what are you doing, Reikos? Are you returning to the forge? What are you doing?
To the forge. Belden, do you mind giving me a hand again today?
Oh yes, of course. I just want to make a stop over at the clinic real quick. I'd like to give at least a few gold coins to the doc there. I feel
I
awful
think that's a good
about
idea.
breaking his wall down.
Aw.
Yeah, we could make that stop.
Okay. Way over to the forge. You make your way over to the clinic, and once again, there's a small group of people already working on repairing the wall. But there's still an open hole, and on the inside you can see Dr. Crowley reorganizing his stuff. And you see, as he reorganizes, he'll go and occasionally walk over to a corner and fill out pages in a book. And then go out and organize some more and just kind of go back and forth.
I just want to step in. Hey Doc, I know it won't make the job any easier, but maybe it can help you somewhat. I'd like to offer you some payment for the damages I've caused. And, I just want to kind of hand out a handful of, I don't know, I'll give him 10 gold coins.
He'll reach out and take him, and he'll look at him just go and be like, "Oh, perfect. That gives me just enough to add this and this." And he goes back to the book and starts writing down these things to the list. All right. Okay. With that, I might be able to order some more anesthesia in order to be able to subdue anyone should this happen again. And once he fills that, he's just like, "Oh," and he turns and looks at you, kind of looks down at you, and just and apologies for my demeanor as of last night. I did not want to seem ungrateful for you saving my life. It was just a shame, but it could not be helped. We did not have the resources to keep him restrained for long enough to look for anything. Better that he be put down before he spreads this infection or curse or whatever it is to anyone else.
Well, do you have, we're going to be going to the Emerson farm, either, probably get there sometime in the next couple days. In case there are any wounded, do you have any, healing potions or anything that might aid any injured?
Nothing that is quite as effective as the healing that you already possess. Most of what I do requires my own 2 hands to do it. But
And are there any alchemy shops in town?
no, not here. Closest one you'll find is probably in Snowdrift.
Well, thank you. Thank you for all your help.
Of course.
Sorry again for your shop.
And he kind of looks and he's he looks at the hole. I've been needing to expand for a while now.
There's not going to be a door. He just going to solidify the hole.
All right. Well, we can get off to the blacksmith now.
Right.
All right. So here's what I was thinking. Because we have 3 bars of silver, and so one of them is definitely going to be on the axe uh, for Borv. But perhaps I could augment, uh, I could make some, I guess, equivalent to like brass knuckles, but with silver, just to have over your gloves. So then when you're punching, you're hitting with the silver. And then I was thinking I could perhaps add, pull out the hammer, some studs here, 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 here. Basically, I don't think it will do much extra potency, I guess, other than the fact that we're fighting werewolves. But what are your thoughts?
Sounds like a good use of it to me.
But I feel bad for taking away from Ghost Project. So when we're done, I think we should get 2 extra bars for her.
We'll spend a little extra coin to get her some nice fancy jewelry.
Sounds good. We'll see what we find in Snowdrift.
Right. Go ahead and make the blacksmithing check for me to, not so much for, because silvering the things is pretty simple, relatively speaking. But for finishing out the armor, just to see the quality of it.
Do this. Ooh, that is a 29.
29. So you finish out this armor. And go ahead and describe how it looks for me.
All right. So basically, it is base steel, but he did make it look like it's a little more antique rather than like super shiny kind of a thing. So it's a little bit more of a dull color rather than a shiny color. But basically, it's got the plate going down almost like a plate skirt coming out. And then one pauldron on the side is bigger than the other. So then that way, and there's like a little clip underneath. So then that way he can put furs around and have it drape over him. And then arms right here are a little bit exposed, but then he's got like the bracers going down and everything. And they cover up most of his hand. And then he's got like the leather and everything going down with like plates on the thighs, and then big plated boots and everything. I don't want to share it on stream just because I don't know whose art it is, but I'll send it to the character discussion just so then that way you guys can see the reference photo of what I had in mind.
Yep.
But the key difference is once that's made, I then pull out and am intricately putting in the runes, exact same as on my other armor. And there's a lot of runes that you notice he doesn't actually use. But he's just very intricately putting that across. So massive runes on the chest. And as he's working, he's kind of just absentmindedly talking to Belda, and he's just like, this is I guess an old family tradition, I guess you could say, passed down from my father and his father's father and so forth.
I think you're muted.
Oh my gosh, I am muted. I was gonna say, I mean, these runes that you're carving are, rather fascinating. I think I can offer to give your armor a little bit of reinforcement. Could I use one of my infusions?
Yes, you can, since I'd say you're still technically in a rest kind of thing, so to speak. Yeah. I will allow you to do an infusion.
Okay, and my infusions I think I can have 3.
You can have 3 total. Yep, as of right now.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm going to infuse his armor to give it +1 AC,
Nice.
and then while I'm at it, I'm going to do the enhanced defense infusion on my shield as well.
All right, so you got two infusions. And what's your third infusion on, or do you not have it right now?
I mean, I currently had it on an item.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just remember, you can swap those out as you want during rests. All right. And then Rakos for rolling that 29 on there. So there's no extra effects on your armor, except you made it basically immaculately enough that enchantments can stick to it easier. So what that means, mechanically speaking, is if you find magic armor and you want to transfer the enchantment over, the price will be halved for it.
Cool.
Ooh,
Cool.
nice.
I like that.
But moving the enchantment over to that armor will get rid of Building's infusion, because then it's magical. But still.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll let him know. Hey, this I was able to harden your armor just a bit, but if you choose to enchant it by in any way, it'll overwrite my magics that I've been able to put on there.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's what the runes are for as well, is just that added protection. So,
No, I haven't had much use for it now, at least not that I've been able to think, but I'd like to see what I can do with this little guy, and I'm going to get rid of my magic item infusion, and then I'm gonna pull out this opal out of my bags and create my homunculus.
yes.
Okay, what does your homunculus look like?
Yeah.
So it just looks like this little, gray clay. I mean, it just looks like almost like just like a stick figure, just kind of forms around this opal, and
I love it.
Interesting.
like I said, I don't know what I can do with him yet exactly, but
The little stick
Something
figure.
I've
I
been-
love it.
You can cast touch spells through him.
And he does have an attack as well that you can, I think, trigger with your bonus action. So you get a bonus action attack even with your shield, technically, while he's out.
Yeah. Well, hello, little fella. What's his name? What is he?
he's my homunculus. I haven't given him a name. I don't think it's really a him. It's just
Oh, sorry. What's her name?
as far as I know, it's just a ball of clay that
Lemon
can move around. I don't know if it has much sentience or not. I haven't
It
really
is,
given much thought
yeah.
about it.
It is completely, it is basically completely non-sentient. It is like a little golem that you made.
That's so cute. I love that though.
And in Rakos' mind, this is the exact same as Ivor. It's like, oh, so where did you get this little demon from?
So I mean, this thing is I'm trying to look at a description. It's pretty in my head. I'm thinking it's pretty small, something that would probably just like sit on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe 4 or 5 inches tall.
Yep.
Interesting. Well, that will be interesting to see what it can do.
You know, I'd like to see if maybe I can cast my healing through it. If I have him right along with one of you guys.
You can cast spells through it. Interesting. Yes, I could see many situations that could be very helpful. And I'm sure we'll find out in a couple hours.
All right. Meanwhile, during the day, Ghost, you said you split off. What is Ghost doing?
Yeah, she's gonna try to get to the burning before it starts. Like, look for that where they're. I mean, I feel like she would kind of know where they do it, somewhere not super close to the buildings. So the smell and, a bunch of different
Yeah.
things. So she'd kind of likely just deductive reason her way over to where it is.
There's actually a small chapel on the edge of the town where you find, like, they're holding an impromptu service for him, but burning him just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can see, like, a small funeral pyre, his body wrapped in cloth as they start, as they light the fire beneath him.
She's actually gonna be like, wait, may I?
My guest.
And she's gonna go over, just kneel next to the wrapped body, take out her flask, pour a little bit of alcohol on where the face would be. May you rest well in innocence. And she'll use her produce flame, burn it hot enough to turn blue, and then set it alight on the face where the alcohol is, creating different colors of flame.
There's a few onlookers and stuff. Most of the people seem like a little bit confused and whisper to each other, but you do see an old priest kind of just hunched over, hands on his staff, and he gives like a nod of approval to you.
And being that fire doesn't hurt her that much, she'll just like kneel next to the body as it burns, just staring into the flames. Probably only move again once it's died down in ash.
Takes a little while. The crowd kind of disperses. And as the fire begins to fade, you hear a little trotting up near you. A little priest. And did you know him?
No.
You do her more proud, little one.
I'm glad. I don't believe innocents should suffer just because they are at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Aren't we all, really? That such is life. But You are here to grieve when there is no one else to. Evermores will smile on you for that act of kindness. Don't get too cold. And he chuckles. He turns around and starts going back towards the chapel.
She'll probably at that point stand up and take one last look at the pile of ash before returning to the others.
Okay. So, come the night. The moon shines brightly overhead, illuminating the snow and the treetops, but the dark pine forests remain in shadow. Outside of the cabin, you hear the clomping of hooves. 5 horses, 2 of which are mounted. Got a bit of a ride ahead of us. Best get to it. Each of your horses is equipped with a hooded lantern, so you can see out straight in front of you, but should we need to mask ourselves, just replace the hood and it will dim the light. Each saddle also has your own food. And each saddle each has your own food and water. We are traveling relatively light, so we will have no actual storage with us. I know the route to the farm, so ride behind me and ride close. I'll be signaling you in case we need to make turns or halt suddenly. Just watch for my hand gestures. And once we approach, try to keep the chatter at a minimum. We don't know how good these things' hearing is. Right. Mount up. Let's get a move on.
The one thing I would say is pay attention to the noises. When the small critters go quiet, we're likely not alone.
Stick with the wildlife then for safety. I'll keep that in mind in case we need to keep detours. Where there is more life and critters, we're faced with divergent paths. We will take the one that seems like everything is not about to run away and hide.
And just in case we get separated, I'm pretty good with directions. Can I take a look at the map?
Of course. Tosses you map. I have the route memorized, so you can keep that. Right. Let's go liberate a farm then. And he hits the reins. And in the freezing, cloudless night, you ride out east to the wilderness. And that is where we are going to end it today. Thank you to everybody who tuned in and lurked within our viewership on this episode. And thank you to Tabletop Audio for allowing us to use their background ambiance and music. Absolutely makes the immersion happen so much better in this when we play. And just a heads up, or just a reminder, we do have some new stuff in our merch store, like the mystery dice and all that kind of stuff, if you want to check that out. And also check out our Patreon. You get exclusive Discord access to be able to play some games with us or just hang out with us as we're doing stuff. We'll occasionally be gaming with patrons, all that kind of stuff. And at the highest tier, you get a permanent discount on everything in the store. Speaking of our patrons, let me roll a D4. And boom, ba-doom. Do, 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 do. And Ghost, can you thank our lovely patrons, please?
You're still here, watching over us, not doing anything, but still nice. You know. We're about to go to our deaths again, so you can watch that if you'd like. D4 fan Brennan, thank you for being here all this time. Should we dig our graves? That should probably be a good thing to do. I'd like to make mine really fancy.
So yes, thank you to our lovely patrons. And I believe that is everything. So I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic night, and we will see you all in the next episode. Thank you, and good night.
Right.